can use that small cheese.
Hi there, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to show you the construction activities, the quantity of materials, and its cost in today's Nigerian construction market for building this duplex on this steep sloped topography land. Stay tuned as we take you through the process, showing you all it took us to bring this project to reality. So, the setting out process for this project implied bringing out all the four corners of the building, that is the outside walls, and then squaring it and bringing out the profile space. So it is on the profile board that the internal and external spaces of the building are going to be marked out. So this is what we have done here. After marking out the internal and external spaces, then we squared the building, and now we are confirming whether the square of the building is okay by tying rope on corresponding nails and checking whether the intersection is perfectly squared. So the steep topographic nature of the land implies that the profile, the pegs that we're going to use are not going to be the same height to get a relatively level profile, such that our profile will be on the same level while we excavate and all. So this process took a little bit of a time, but once the whole spaces were marked out and carved out on the ground, the excavation began immediately. As soon as the excavation is completed, the next activity is to dig the column base, blind it, and then mount the columns. And this is what we are done in this particular video. So we've mounted all the column base, and then it was time to cast the foundation footings. So the casting starts by, first of all, casting the columns in place, ensuring that they are firmly held together after using rope to bring out all the column points, and then casting them in place before the main foundation footing casting starts. And this is done to ensure that the columns don't shift when the casting is ongoing. Soon after the casting of the foundation footing is completed, the laying of block starts by first of all taking a clue from the profile board and then plumbing it down to set the blocks bringing out the four corners of the building first, and then the internal partitions one after the other. And once that is done, then the laying of blocks starts from inside the foundation to the DPC level. And for this particular project, we had to lay so many points as double walls, which we actually used as retaining walls because we had to cast the inside of the block, which you will see as we progress. So this is to ensure that the forces of the soil does not push or crack the foundation walls as we continue. And this is because we had some very high walls at some parts of the foundation due to the steep topographic nature of the land upon which we are building. So at this point, we're about to determine the height of the DPC. As you can see, at this entrance side, from this side we are entering from, we have like 6 blocks from inside the foundation to the supposedly DPC level, which at the back side it was like 4 blocks. But now see, once you go towards the side that is steep sloped, you will see that we have even more than 12 blocks. But now initially we considered having a basement here, but when we came to the site, you see that if you want to have a basement, it will lead to too much excavation because the space we have will not really contain something. But the steep sloped nature made it that from the distance is not much, but the difference in height is actually much. So that was our discouragement from having a basement, and then we decided to now see how we make good use of the space. As you can see here, this is the space that we had double walls, which we are using as retaining wall, and the casting has been done to bind it all together, casting it all the way, filling the block holes with concrete to ensure that no kind of horizontal movement moves any part of the foundation. So there are different ways which building on a steep topography could be treated. One could be like introducing a full basement. The second could be having a partial basement. Now, full basement means all the areas of the foundation will be treated as basement, and you will have something underneath the DPC. Then partial basement could just be part of the building, would be treated as basement, while the other parts would just be filled with sand. And the other one is to fill the entire place with sand. So no matter how deep the other part of the building is, then it will be filled with sand, including the part that doesn't even require that. And by the end of the day, we'll still have a relatively level DPC, upon which the real construction, as in the superstructure, starts. So for this particular construction, we chose the last option, which was to raise the foundation up and fill the spaces that needs to be filled, because right from the drawing, as you saw there, the building has a high foundation, right, which if we continue raising it to get a good headroom, it will not be too high. So we just needed to get the reasonable space we want to be able to get the business, the building right. Then, as soon as all the block walls were raised to the DPC level and the columns cast, then the filling of the DPC started. And this ensured that all the spaces were filled very well, rammed and compacted to ensure that it doesn't, there's no hole formed after the DPC and the building is up.
I swear.
So this filling took a lot of filling sand as well as efforts to achieve. Now let's show you the height difference. So you can see from the front, from the entrance side, it's looking as if we don't have a very high foundation. But now this is the front of the building. Yeah, this is the front of the building. The front view of the building is here. So you can see how many blocks high it is from the ground. So this is what we have at the front here, and the place that really is very high is the side. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, more than 10 blocks here, and by the time you turn to the side, it's about 12 or more blocks that we have to the DPC level. So you can see the blocks here, right? So that is how high. You can see where that guy is standing. That is our DPC. Yeah. Okay, so that is where we have as our DPC. And the difference in height is just enormous. So, as soon as the filling was completed, the compacting with the compacting machine started, which ensures that the sand is compacted well after watering it, to ensure that the sand is compacted well and there is no kind of hollow after the DPC is cast. So that is what is going on here in preparation to receive the mass concrete for the DPC. To achieve this project, the following materials were used: 1 bag of 2 inches nails, 1 bag of 3 inches nails, 5 bundles of peg, 34 lengths of the 2x2 profile board, 10 lines, 5 shovels and 5 head pans, 2 wheelbarrows, 350 bags of cement, 10 trips of the 7 tons tipper for sand. Then 30 tons of chippings were brought 2 times. Then the 16 mm rods used were 84 lengths, 12 mm rods used were 130 lengths, 8 mm used were 100 lengths. Then we used 2 rows of binding wire. Then the 9 inches blocks brought to the side that was used were 4,000 pieces. Then the filling sand used to accomplish this was 40 trips. The sand, gravel and the local stone used for the DPC were 5 trips. Then the nylon we used for our DPC were 2 rolls. The boards that were used were 300 pieces. In today's Nigerian construction market, this material will cost a project 13,964,900 naira to achieve. Whereas the labor to bring this project from foundation to DPC will cost a project 2,513,000 naira to achieve. This brings the total of material and labor to achieve this particular project from foundation to DPC to 16,477,900 naira. Thank you for being with us this far and see you in our next one.